in what's caused the problem for us. Would you please forgive me? Now, some of you are sitting there right now, and I know what you're thinking. It's their fault. Let them call. That's not the way it works. That never solves anything. If you want to get things resolved, then you need to do it yourself, and you need to stand up, and you need to make the call. Because why? You going to wait till tomorrow? What happens if they die in the middle of the night? Or, God forbid, you die in the middle of the night? What if something happens in the night that never allows you the opportunity to ever speak to that person again? You see, today is the day to do those kinds of things. Maybe there's someone that needs a helping hand, and you've been saying, I'm going to help them when I get the opportunity. Don't wait till tomorrow, because there's no guarantee that tomorrow will ever come for you or for anyone else for that matter. September 11th, 2001. Remember that day. Remember where you were. Remember all those lives that probably were thinking, I'm going to be back in the office on Wednesday, September 12th. But they weren't, were they? Maybe there's just someone that you know right now who just needs a pat on the back, and you think about it once in a while. Well, I'm going to tomorrow. Tomorrow. Do you know something unique about tomorrow? It never comes. Tomorrow never comes. Because what does tomorrow become? Today. We have yesterday and we have today, because tomorrow never comes. So what are you going to do today? Because life is brief. Therefore, we need to make today the most important day of our lives. The third point that James, I think, makes through this text, very simply this. It's time to reorder. Time to reorder our lives. James says in chapter 4, verse 15, instead, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or do that. You know, what an interesting statement. If it's the Lord's will. You know, I have a lot of friends that, a lot of different backgrounds, many in the Christian world, some not. But I learn and I listen from each and every person that I'm acquainted with. But sometimes they say things that very honestly come in contrast with what James is teaching right here. Sometimes they'll say things like, you know, I believe that this is what God's going to do, and I claim that in the name of Jesus, and this is the way it's going to be. Folks, I want to tell you something about that. We need to be really, really careful. Because sometimes we're simply impressing our will on God. And we're expecting God to do what we want rather than what He wants. And so we need to take time to reorder our lives. And we need to understand this very simple fact. God wills. Therefore, make His will your will. God wills, therefore make His will your will. And please understand, that means that we will not always get what we want. But God is supreme and knows better about what's going to happen. He knows more about the future than you and I know. He knows more about His plans for us than we do. So we just need to simply follow Him and allow Him to lead in our lives. And one of the ways that God leads us sometimes is by putting detours right in the middle of the path that we want to go. Because He wants to guide us where He wants us. Not necessarily where we want to go. You know, sometimes what we do is we make God a holy bellhop. You know that? Somebody that's just there to do what we ask Him to do. Now, please understand, I believe in prayer, and I believe that God hears your prayer, and God wants to do what's best in our lives. But you know, I don't always know what's best for my life. Do you? Now, most of you know what's best for my life. I understand that. You tell me about it. But we don't, do we? We don't know what's best for our lives. We know what we want. Sometimes I don't know what's best for my life. So James says this. He says that we ought to say, if the Lord wills. Because, listen, I guarantee you, That's what's going to happen. It's going to be His will, whether we agree with it or not. That's what will happen in life. And I want to follow that. I want to follow His will, and I want to be comfortable in His will. Because I want to tell you what, there are times when we're going to go through these things in life, and there are going to be bad things. And the only way we're going to get through them is with His help. Listen, going through something bad doesn't mean that God failed. But helping me walk through it means that God works. And we need to see that. So we need to reorder our lives. We need to understand that it's God's will, not our will. And we need to put our will in His will. And finally, in verses 16 and 17, James says something that does not seem to follow too well with the rest of what he's saying here, but I want you to look at it with me, 16 and 17. As it is, you boast and brag. All such boasting is evil. Anyone then who knows the good he ought to do and doesn't do it sins. Now here's the neat thing. He says if you're going to succeed, if you're going to get through this, if we are going to manage our way through the detours of life, whether they be good or bad, we need God as our supreme leader. But unfortunately, this thing that we call human nature, it just gets in the way. And then we decide that we don't care what God's plan is. I'm going to do it. Oh, yeah. Remember, there's another song we could have played, isn't it? I'm going to do it my way. My way. And folks, we can fight against it. We can be like the Apostle Paul. The things I want to do, I don't. The things I don't want to do, I do. That's where it is. And there's some great Old Testament, New Testament description of this. And the Apostle Paul is a great example. One of the most famous people in the Bible. The Paul's on his way to Damascus. And his plan was to go and do harm to Christians. He was going to kill people who followed after Jesus. That's what he was going to do. That was his plan. That was his whole agenda for Christians. And suddenly he was confronted by Christ on the road to Damascus. God struck him blind. Called him to a whole new role. He had this huge detour in his life that took him down a totally different path. Becoming a follower of Jesus rather than a persecutor of those who did follow Jesus. Oh, wow. It's not what he planned, huh? But he followed God's detour. I gotta tell you, that's important. We need to understand. If we follow God's will and there's a detour, then we follow God's detour. The important thing is, it's not what I'm going to do in my life, it's what God wants to do in my life. James tells us what the problem is. Because when we're boasting it,
A White House meeting on party unity. Bernie Sanders sits down with the president. Fox Radio's John Decker is live at the White House.
Although the president has said that Hillary Clinton has secured enough delegates to be the Democratic nominee, he has held off on endorsing her. For the president, this meeting requested by Sanders is about unifying the party for the general election. For Sanders, it's about convincing the president to hold off on endorsing his former Secretary of State at least until the D.C. primary next Tuesday. Sanders may also seek the removal of Debbie Wasserman Schultz as head of the Democratic National Committee. Lisa?
Well, John, Ohio Governor and former candidate John Kasich isn't ruling out endorsing Donald Trump, but says it's not looking good.
He's trending the wrong way with me.
Kasich citing the most recent Trump controversy.
This latest thing about this judge is it's terrible. It's just terrible.
He also says there isn't a great choice in a Clinton-Trump race. House Speaker Paul Ryan just unveiling a Republican national security agenda. Fox Radio's Steve Taylor live in Washington.
Claiming that President Obama has made our enemies not fear us and our allies not trust us, Speaker Ryan says Republicans will keep Americans safe and defeat the terrorists.
That means stopping cyber attacks. That means taking the fight against terrorism to the enemy.
Ryan didn't say how the GOP will do that. He agreed with one Donald Trump position, saying, of course, other countries must do more to help, but he also warned that allies won't help if they think America will leave them in the lurch. Lisa.
Thanks, Steve. 3 people, 2 men and a woman, accused in the abduction and killing of a 13-year-old Detroit boy are now charged with murder and other counts. Dante Mitchell's body was found in a vacant lot a few days after he went missing. A possible revenge killing after he picked up money a man had dropped outside a market. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
93 WIPC Mobile News, on the level, on the go.
Partly cloudy and 75 degrees, expecting to rise above the 80-degree mark today. I'm Stan Lear. Here's what's trending at 12:02. A wreath-laying ceremony in Noblesville this morning in honor of an Indiana founding father, James Noble.
Monday in Sullivan County, former Chief Justice Dixon is going to be celebrating the life of James Scott, who was one of the first 3 justices of Indiana and wrote some really important decisions.
State Archivist James Corden says ceremonies will be held in 32 cities in all. Do you like strawberries?
I'm C.J. Miller on Monument Circle for the Christchurch Cathedral Strawberry Festival. It's going on right now. Marissa works at Indy Marriott. She's spending her lunch hour on the circle. What do you like best about the festival?
It's a tradition. We come down every year, enjoy the fresh strawberries, the live music, and the great weather we've been given.
It's going on until 6 tonight, or at least until they run out of fresh strawberries. I'm C.J. Miller, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Now here's the 93 WIBC Money Watch with Jim Scalacci of the Scalacci Group at Merrill Lynch.
U.S. stocks are in the red heading into the afternoon. The Dow down 79 points at 17,926. The S&P down 10 points at 2108. And Nasdaq down 24 points at 4950. Looking at some stocks of local interest, Simon Property Group up 48 cents at 201.93. PNC Bank down $1.59 at 87.91. JP Morgan Chase down 89 cents at 64.37. Perco down 19 cents at 31.94. Bureau Bradley down 34 cents at 15.01. Finish Line down 44 cents at 17.51. Anthem down 60 cents at 133.60. And Lilly down 44 cents at 74.47. For access to Merrill Lynch's research perspectives, visit our link at WIBC.com. This is Jim Scalacci, Senior Financial Advisor at the Scalacci Group at Merrill Lynch for 93 WIBC.
The news for Crew Car Wash, traffic and weather next. It's 12:04.
Dad. Daddy. Daddy-o. Father. The old man. Sire. There are lots of different ways to refer to your dad, but there's really only one perfect Father's Day gift. A wash book from Crew Car Wash. All 4 of our washes are buy 4, get 2 free when you buy a wash book. And between you and me, you don't even have to be buying one for your padre. But you would be making him one proud papa by taking advantage of our lowest prices of the year. And if you buy online at crewcarwash.com, you can even get free shipping. More props from your pops on that. And of course, you can also buy the wash books at any of our 27 locations. So no matter where your closest ancestor hails from, there's a Crew Car Wash close by. But the deal only runs through Father's Day. So make sure you buy 4, get 2 free soon. Because old what's-his-name always told you not to procrastinate. Buy 4 of any wash, get 2 free. Only at Crew Car Wash.
Accident south Belmont Avenue and West Morris, Capitol Avenue at 30th Street. And don't forget the north half of Monument Circle is closed for the Strawberry Festival. Now here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Today will be the last day with low humidity before the heat and humidity really start to soar as we head throughout the day tomorrow and into the weekend. So with that low humidity today, look for a high of 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies and just a slight chance of an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon. It should be very, very spotty. And overnight tonight, as the warm front comes through, there could be some areas of locally heavy rainfall and low temperature down at 66 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, hot and humid with a high of 89 degrees, but it's going to feel like it's in the low 90s. And there will be the chance of a few spotty storms in the afternoon during the peak heating of the day. I'm RTV6 meteorologist Todd Clausen.
I'm Stan Lear. On the level, on the go, on Twitter at 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
heartland, and the crossroads of America. You're listening to Garrison with your host, Craig Garrison.
Back to work, my friends. Hour number 2, Garrison for a Thursday. Greg Garrison, your humble talk show host. Charlotte Hayes, one of our many favorites from the Independent Women's Forum, our guest today. I want to get your quick reaction to this, then we're going to get into your pieces. I found a piece this morning at Breitbart, Charlotte, wherein Twitter froze the account of a guy whose sin was to have made a comment about kill all the whites, kill all the white men, kill all the